Here's your First Warn Weather Forecast First, sponsored by Anderson Collision Center. Visit driveanderson.com.
We have a little bit of a temperature gradient that has developed across portions of the state line, as a few locations are in the lower 70s, some other spots in the upper 70s or even near 80 degrees. Right now, 81 in Savannah, still 77 in Galena, 75 in Freeport, but 73 in Rockford, 70 degrees in DeKalb, low 70s across southern Wisconsin as well. We continue to hold on to clear skies as high pressure remains in place, and that will allow our temperatures to drop into the night tonight, down pretty close to average, the mid 40s for our overnight lows underneath continued clear skies. But a big cool down, which will feel a lot more like that fall air, is on the way. I'll let you know how soon it gets here and how cold some of our overnights may be coming up in just a little bit.
Right now at 5, Rockford police make arrests after shots fired, the online sale that turned into a car chase. Plus changes coming to a state line fire department, the staffing issues for South Beloit first responders. And a new way for Rockford residents to access key services, the DigiLibrary bringing technology to those who need it.
Live from WTVO 17, this is Eyewitness News at 5.
Good evening, I'm Mimi Murphy. Thanks for joining us for Eyewitness News at 5. Rockford police announced the arrests of 3 teenagers who are suspected of a shooting on Mulford Road. That shooting happened last night around 5. According to reports, the 3 suspects met up with another teenager for a sale arranged online. The suspects arrived in a stolen SUV, conducting the deal in the vehicle. Then they robbed the teenager, threw him out of the car, and drove off. Unknown subjects got into a separate vehicle to chase the stolen SUV. Shots were fired between the two before the stolen car hit an unrelated vehicle at the intersection of Guilford and Mulford. The 3 teenagers then ran. Police took all 3 teens into custody, finding 2 guns in the car. 18-year-old Terrence Preshon has been charged with armed robbery, aggravated battery, and a long list of other charges. The 2 others are charged with armed robbery and possession of a stolen vehicle. Police say this is still an active investigation, and they are searching for additional suspects. Changes are coming to first responders in South Beloit. The part-time fire department will now be staffed by the town of Beloit. Our Blake Dietz joins us now live in the studio. And Blake, this will help with response times in the area?
Yeah, that's the expectation, Mimi, along with better equipment, training, and an overall safer city. Firefighters' staff shortages have burned departments nationwide. South Beloit is no exception. The city was struggling to find part-time workers, often going days with just 1 emergency responder on call. That all changes this week thanks to a unique cross-state agreement that will see the town of Beloit's fire department staff South Beloit with a rotation of 3 full-time firefighters, 24/7, 365.
Anything we can do to help a community that we work with regularly, that's a plus. It gives us more equipment, gives us more personnel, it gives us a better working environment, easy to have resources available. I think that it's a win-win for everybody.
This is a groundbreaking agreement between 2 interstate departments that could help staff shortages nationwide. I'll have more on that coming up at 6.
All right, thanks, Blake. New polling from the Illinois Education Association shows a majority of teachers are considering leaving their jobs. Additionally, 65% of teachers believe they aren't paid enough for the work they do.
The whole time that I was teaching, I was also having to take an extra job in the summer and multiple jobs during the year, mentoring, coaching, and teaching. And there still wasn't enough money for my family.
The polling comes from 500 active IEA members. Teachers say they're underpaid, seeing increasing workloads, and have poor working conditions. 45% of teachers say they have a second job. 97% say they spend their own money on supplies for their students. The Rockford Rotary Club is raising awareness and funds to end polio worldwide. They're partnering with the Community Foundation of Northern Illinois for the initiative that allows people who aren't members of Rotary to donate. Rotary's been a part of this initiative since 1988. In that time, the Rockford Rotaries donated over $182,000. Rotaries across the state line have raised over $2 million. The initiative comes at a time when polio cases are on the rise.
Unfortunately, and this year, we've backslid a little bit. Last year in 2023, only 2 countries had cases of the wild polio virus, Pakistan and Afghanistan. In each country, there were only 6 cases. Well, this year it's increased to 19 and 21 in each of those 2 countries, and we've had a polio outbreak in Gaza.
If you are able to donate, checks can be sent to the Community Foundation of Northern Illinois. Just include Rockford Polio Plus in the memo line. Today, Rockford residents no longer have to drive to the library to get the services they need. The city announced its new DigiLibrary, providing technology on the go. It's a partnership with Sci-Fi Networks, the company installing fiber optic internet across Rockford. The state-of-the-art van has 36 Chromebook computers and internet access. It offers digital literacy programs and library services. That could mean anything from teaching children to providing resume help for adults.
Someone's having trouble with transportation, the DigiLibrary can come to them. If a kid's playing at a park, the DigiLibrary can come to them. If there's a senior who may need to learn how to communicate with a younger relative in a different community via their phone and want to learn how to do FaceTime, they can do it here.
The executive director of the library adds she hopes the DigiLibrary will be available at pop-up events throughout the city. First responders and community leaders gathered today in celebration. A World War II veteran from McChesney Park is celebrating his 100th birthday.
Happy birthday to you.
Family, friends, and community members all gathered to celebrate Floyd, holding a party and parade outside his home. This was all organized by Assisting Hands Home Care as well as the Veterans Affairs Office. Floyd's family says this was all a surprise for him this afternoon.
Everybody has just been so excited and happy, and he's just beside himself over there. He was completely surprised. He knew nothing about this, so he's just kind of overwhelmed right now, I think.
Also at the event was Vets Roll, a local nonprofit devoted to supporting veterans in the state line. After the break, Floridians bracing for impact with Hurricane Milton just hours away. The federal preparations for the second hurricane in as many weeks. And tonight at 6, a new early voting location for county residents. New way to cast your ballot before November 5th.
And it was another day with above average temperatures, this time in the mid-70s for many of us. A big cool down on the way soon. It will feel a lot more like fall. I'll let you know just how soon it gets here, coming up in just a few minutes.
You're watching Eyewitness News, your home team, with Mimi Murphy, Wendell Edwards, Scott Leber, and meteorologist Jordan Wolf.
As Hurricane Milton closes in on Florida, the federal government's rushing to ensure communities in its path are prepared. This is a live look at Tampa right now, just south of the downtown area. Not too bad just yet. Meanwhile, Raquel Martin has the latest on preparations from Washington.
The message from leaders here in Washington is simple. People in the path of this storm need to hunker down. The president, vice president, and head of FEMA all participated in an emergency briefing this afternoon. They promised the federal government is working around the clock to help Florida.
You must evacuate.
As Florida braces for Milton's potentially deadly storm surge, so is Washington.
For the last week, my team has done everything possible to prepare for this storm.
The White House says the federal government has deployed more than 1,000 personnel to Florida and is cutting through red tape to prevent any delays in emergency aid.
FEMA is ready.
Deanne Criswell, who leads FEMA, heads to Florida today to aid Republican Governor Ron DeSantis.
So I can be side by side with the governor and his team.
And says she will stay days after the storm to assess the damage.
This is going to be a serious storm, one that could forever change communities that are still recovering from Helene.
This one's going to be different.
Vice President Kamala Harris joined the emergency briefing from New York.
Please listen to your local officials. They know what they're talking about.
Governor DeSantis is urging people to go to shelters and warns anyone staying behind.
You will likely lose power if you're in the path of this storm.
Just be prepared for that. Have a plan to deal with it.
Hurricane Milton is expected to make landfall Wednesday night as a Category 3 storm with wind speeds over 100 miles per hour.
We've got some more difficult days ahead, but we will absolutely get through it.
We also heard directly from the Coast Guard today. The Vice Admiral says ships and helicopters are on standby to begin search and rescue operations and assess storm damage as soon as the hurricane threat passes. For now in Washington, Raquel Martin, back to you.
All right, thanks, Raquel. Our parent company, Nexstar Media Group, is raising donations for the American Red Cross relief efforts. Just scan that QR code that you see there on your screen or visit mystateline.com to donate. So far, these efforts have raised more than $360,000. Here in the State Line, another sunny fall day. We have temperatures in the mid-70s. Jordan Wolf lets us know how long that great fall weather may last. His full forecast is coming up next.
Now, your first warned weather forecast from meteorologist Jordan Wolf.
A lot of sunshine over the last few days, and it feels a lot warmer than it should given our time of year. Average high temperatures this time of year closer to the mid-60s. Most of our high temperatures as of late have been much closer to the mid-70s. And that is partly because of how dry it has been and how sunny it's been as of late. And the sunshine, as well as the dry weather, is what we see once again today with our Mercy Health Skytrack camera overlooking Rochelle. With that, we also have a lot of high pressure overhead that's allowed the sunny skies to remain in place, and not much to talk about with satellite and radar here locally. We do have a little bit of a temperature gradient that has set up across the state line with some spots north and east with temperatures in the 60s, including 66 in Harvard and 68 in Poplar Grove, as well as 69 in DeKalb. But it is 10 degrees warmer out in Savannah, 79 degrees there, 74 in Freeport, and 77 in Dixon. Meanwhile, here in Rockford, we are now sitting at 73 degrees. It is a little bit busier on the radar down to the south, where Hurricane Milton is just hours away from landfall just off the western coast of the peninsula of Florida. Right now, a Category 3 storm, peak sustained winds up to 120 miles per hour, and that movement is to the northeast at 15 miles per hour. This is Tampa Bay right here, so it is just to the west of Tampa Bay as it continues to move to the northeast, and eventually will bring a lot of that storm surge up that direction. And the purple color here, that is from Venice down toward Fort Myers, where they could see storm surge upwards of 12 feet or more of storm surge above sea level. In that orange color, up to around 9 feet of storm surge, with other areas not too far away also seeing varying degrees of storm surge. The closest of which that will be the worst surge will be just to the south of wherever that eye wall ends up making landfall, as that is going to be the strongest winds that push a lot of that water up along the shore. And that eye wall right now sitting just to the west and southwest of Tampa, as we see that eye wall beginning to start to pivot a little bit closer inland, still a couple hours away from landfall, but nonetheless those stronger winds beginning to make their way on shore. Out ahead of this, we also have a lot of really heavy rain, with even some rotating supercells that have produced numerous tornado warnings throughout much of the afternoon, and many of those were damaging confirmed tornadoes that ended up touching down, and some of which very strong tornadoes and violent tornadoes in some spots that were developed out ahead of the outer bands of that initial hurricane and the eye. Another threat that we also need to watch out for down in Florida is the very heavy rain. Some spots picking up 10 inches or more of rainfall, especially across this really narrow corridor across portions of central Florida. Now, locally here, we are not going to see hardly any rain, and nor the impacts from Hurricane Milton that is also down to the south as well. And right now, we are actually going to continue to hold on to relatively dry weather over these next 7 days. Specifically over the next 3, we are going to be warm as well. High temperatures in the 70s on Thursday, 84 degrees on Friday, but it will be getting a little bit windy as our next cold front comes in Friday night into Saturday. That will drop our temperatures a little bit, but it will still be above average. Not quite the case early into next week, though, as a stronger push of cold air in the upper levels of the atmosphere moves in Saturday into Sunday. And look what happens to those afternoon high temperatures and those overnight lows. 84 on Friday. Compare that to 57 by the time we get to Monday. A few chances for a couple sprinkles in there, but nothing too significant and nothing that will break up a lot of our dry conditions that continue to develop across the state line.
Big changes. All right, thanks, Jordan. Scott's in next with sports. The Bears' top 2 leaders give a progress report today on the team and on a new stadium. We'll hear what they had to say.
Now sports with sports director Scott Lever.
Well, the Bears are in England, the home of the royal family, so it's fitting that the Bears' top guys held court today with the media. GM Ryan Poles and team president Kevin Warren both spoke. Poles says he's pleased with the progress he's seen in the Bears and Caleb Williams the last couple weeks.
I think he's learning how to play professional football. And when I say that, that means to have a winning mentality in terms of what does it take to win football games from the quarterback position. And you've seen that in terms of the efficiency, protecting the football, taking what's given to him. And then as going into this last game now, explosives are starting to show up. So I really like his progress.
Kevin Warren updated reporters on the Bears' new stadium project. He says the Bears still are pushing for the lakefront location downtown next to Soldier Field. And they're still trying to drum up more political and financial support from the state to help finance the $5 billion project.
That is the focus right now. And I think when you see last weekend, if you were at the game on that beautiful day in Chicago, with the lake, the nice breeze, it just shows again what we've been talking about. That museum campus is fantastic, and especially with the backdrop of Chicago and the architecture of that city. So that remains our focus at this point in time.
What a start to the season it's been for Packers safety Xavier McKinney. He has 5 interceptions in 5 games to lead the league. Today he was named the NFC's Defensive Player of the Week. He had a pick and a fumble recovery last Sunday against the Rams. McKinney actually has 7 interceptions in his last 6 games. He had 2 at the end of last season in his final game with the Giants. Well, if you had hopes that the Blackhawks season this year would go better than last year, well, that probably didn't last long. They dropped their opener last night to the Utah Hockey Club 5-2. Nick Foligno and Teuvo Teravainen scored the Blackhawks goals. Foligno said the Blackhawks were better than their score indicated.
But they just got to their game a little faster than we did in the first, and then honestly, I thought we took over. I mean, the posts that we hit, the chances that we had, yeah, they're going to get their opportunities. They're a skilled team, but I thought for the most part we carried the play and really deserved to equalize the game. So that's the disappointing part.
The Blackhawks' next game will be Friday night in Winnipeg. Their first 4 games are all on the road. That's sports. We'll be right back.
This is the camera we showed you earlier in the newscast just south of downtown Tampa, where now we are beginning to see some of that storm surge beginning to build in from Hurricane Milton. Still a couple hours away from landfall off the coast of Florida. Here locally, really quiet weather, thankfully, for much of the week, although we are going to get a big cool down, especially into the end of the weekend, as our high temperatures trend back down into the 50s and overnight lows dipping down into the 30s. We could be looking at potential for some frost early next week.
All right, thanks, Jordan, and thanks for joining us. We'll see you again at 6.